Vatican intervenes to stop anti-homophobia law in Italy. So this is more Catholic meddling. On June 17th, the Vatican made an unprecedented intervention attempt by writing a letter to the Italian government to change a proposed law that would criminalize homophobia due to concerns that it will infringe upon the Catholic Church's freedom of thought. The Vatican's Secretary of Relations with States, Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher, delivered a letter to the government stating that parts of the legislation violates a treaty made in the 1920s that secured the freedoms and rights of the Church. The intervention has started a fiery debate surrounding the law, which was designed to prevent violence and hate speech against LGBT people and disabled people. The law has also been challenged by other right-wing parties and Catholic groups, as well as feminist groups, which argue that gender identity, a term used in the bill, has been, quote, weaponized against women.
This is great. I want the Catholic Church to keep doing all the things that they're doing so that more people put them aside. I think like they are the greatest the greatest force against the Catholic Church is the Catholic Church. Keep doing that. This is like you're doing our job for us. Like, so in Italy, like can they just like decorate everything around the Vatican, like in Rome, right? Just with like nonstop 24/7 gay rainbow and everything, right? Like right at the border, like right at the part where the Vatican stops being the Vatican and becomes Rome. Just make sure you just like color everything on the ground rainbow. Just have a, every day, every weekend throughout the year, just have a parade, pride parade, like a nonstop parade, just around the Vatican, right?
Immediately outside, because the Vatican's really small. Like, if you get enough people, you could just surround the Vatican with gays.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
God. Oh my goodness.
I love seeing these organizations, religious organizations, just keep screaming while they're becoming more and more irrelevant. Like I enjoy watching their demise, and no, we're still relevant. We still decide what morality is. Nah, I like watching them be this desperate. You know what I mean? Like the whole world is changing and they can't change with it. And it's just fun to watch. I just liked watching how pathetic they look. Compared to
I want to provide a little bit more background. So the Vatican fears that the law could criminalize the church for refusing to conduct gay marriages or be criminalized for opposing adoption by homosexual couples or refusing to teach gender theory in Catholic schools. The Vatican's Secretary of State, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who is like the second in command in terms of Vatican and church hierarchy, says that this law was like too vague or uncertain about what constitutes violence and hate speech. So it's like, well, it could be infringing on our rights because it's too vague. And then he said, quote, "This is not in any way an attempt to block the law. We oppose any behavior or gesture of intolerance or hate towards people because of their sexual orientation, their ethnicity, or religious belief. There is a risk of," but his problem with this is that there is a risk of lumping all kinds of attitudes together and making it possible to punish every possible distinction between a man and a woman. So like, this is where like the anti-trans jumped out, because they're like, we're just talking about the distinction between man and woman and you're persecuting us. We're afraid. We're so afraid.
So like, oh, we're so afraid to be seen as like hateful and bigoted, and then proceeds to be transphobic. You're like, maybe that would be an accurate description of what you are being.
The fact that I'm scared to point out that there's Armin, I don't know if you know this, but we have sex differences. And I think the Italian state may criminalize before.
Like, they might make it illegal for us to discriminate against a certain group of people because of their biological traits. Yeah, we don't like being, like, they're going to call us hateful because we want to be bigoted and hateful to a certain group of people and deny them services. Like, no, like, they're going to accurately present us as being, like, discriminatory and make it, oh no, you're gonna make it illegal for us to discriminate. This is against our rights. We want to discriminate because our sky daddy says that we can. Who are you to tell us we can? We have higher source of authority. Like, okay, well, we don't recognize your higher source of authority, so screw you, right? Like, yeah, this is great. But no, come out, like, I want them to come out and say, like, oh no, anti-homophobia laws. We are, we don't like anti-homophobia laws. Like, yeah, this is what we expect from the Catholic Church. Keep saying that out. Say it louder for people to hear. So say it louder for Zoomers. I want Zoomers to know where you stand, so that you become. Hopefully, when the Zoomers become like replace the adults, you become even more irrelevant. But yeah, do this marketing for us.
No, and this was so funny. They expressed concerns about private schools, meaning like a Catholic school, having to be forced to organize events against homophobia. They're afraid of being forced to hold an event that says homophobia is bad, even though this guy was just saying that we oppose any gesture of intolerance. The letter also mentioned that the bill violates the 1929 Lateran Pacts, which established Vatican City as a sovereign state and secured the freedoms and rights of the church, as well as the 1984 update, which stripped Catholicism of its status as the state religion of Italy, but included protections to the Italian church's pastoral activities. So that just made me think about what a pain in the ass it would be if you had to deal with a tiny theocracy in the middle of your country in terms of legislation and its sovereignty. Like, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. But I'm
looking forward to the day where we see the same things happening in Kaaba.
Whoa.
I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime, right?
You think the Kaaba will be a separate state?
No, but like, I'm imagining like some Friday Imam prayer in Kaaba. I was like, I don't like it that they have pride now inside the Kaaba. Like, this is not good. like, imagine we get to a place where we're like the Friday, we're like, you know what, this is not good. Like, can you guys have your prides like outside, like in Mecca, but not around the Kaaba? Like, like, we're not being hateful or discriminatory. Like,
I'm not here for this rainbow tawaf, okay?
Like, I'm looking forward to the day where we have pride in Mecca, but like now the barrier is like, no, we don't want just pride in Mecca. We want pride inside the Kaaba, right? We want to just change the black drapes around the Kaaba. We want to make it rainbow, right? And the Friday Imam prayer, like, guys, like, now, can you just have your pride outside of the Kaaba and not inside? Like, people are like, no, we want it inside the Kaaba. Like, that will be, guys, this is my prediction. That will be a discussion one day. That will be a fight one day, okay? There will be a fight between Saudis that want the pride inside the Kaaba and the imams who are saying, just keep your pride just right outside the Kaaba, but not inside the Kaaba. That is a conversation. That is a conversation that one day will happen, and future generations will find this video and be like, "Oh my God! Like, how did he know?" Right? Like, he was so right. Okay, but go on. What did you say?
It kind of reminds me of, like, the big buff Doge meme, and then like the little weak Doge meme. Like, in the future, they'll be like, "Can you not put the rainbow drapes on it?" But I also wanted to say that because of this, this unusual move of this very official letter regarding, the laws of a sovereign state, the center and left-wing parties of Italy have accused the Vatican of interference, while the right-wing parties are like applauding their decision, naturally. Even Prime Minister Mario Broghi, who is a practicing Catholic, like came in to defend Italy as a state with a sovereign parliament. Was like, guys, like you're not. This isn't your country. Who are you to? Granted, it is just a letter, but it is still an unusual level of interference from the Vatican.
Okay, I want to address this. Risku is saying, I am all for recognizing LGBT rights to Hajj, but I'm not in favor of imposing it on everyone else. I feel it's imposing something on everybody. No, I don't think it's imposing. I think like it's as much imposing and as making it illegal in the United States for you not to be able to serve like certain ethnic groups, right? So for example, in the United States, it's illegal for you to, if a private restaurant, right, says like we don't serve black people over here, right? That's illegal in the United States. Okay, and the fact that's illegal, yes, that's being imposed. That's a law that is being imposed on private businesses in the United States, and rightfully so. Okay, rightfully so. So this would be basically, if you support that, if you think that law is justified, right? Which I think that law is justified. So you are basically, in principle, agreeing that it's fair for a government to make it illegal for private institutions to discriminate based on biological traits. Okay, so if ethnicity is a biological trait that you think it's fair for a government to make illegal, if a private institution wants to discriminate based on that, then gender identity and sexual orientation is no different. Why would you stop at biological traits that have to do with race, but not go far as biological traits that have to do with your sexual orientation or gender identity? It's the same principle. It's exactly the same principle. Yes, it is imposing, but it's completely fair. If this is not fair, then you are in support of undoing the laws that makes it illegal for private institutions to make it illegal to not serve black people. Like, if you are in favor of that, then you need to go re-examine your values. But go on.
Yeah, using words like imposition in regards to non-discrimination policies is just weird to me. Like, preventing discrimination on immutable characteristics is an imposition. I don't know, that doesn't sit right with me. Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.